It's Sunday, June the 2nd, 2024. I got to the bee yard yesterday, and I'm glad I did. I was sort of thinking, well, this coming week will be the week I should probably go and consider putting seconds on some of those colonies. And it looked like I was barely in time, so I put seconds on some of them. There was one colony, and these were chiefly colonies that I got from that association member a couple of weeks ago, and I split them heavily too. They were very strong. They didn't show signs of swarming when I got them, but yesterday when I was out there, they actually did. Some of them, they had some cells started, I would say 3-day-old cells, cups with jelly and larvae. So I took those down, and one of them actually had a couple of what I thought were supersedure cells. Now, the queen seemed to be laying well. I saw the queen. So I took that frame out. I took another frame, maybe even two, because she had a lot of brood in there, into a ProNuc and set it off to the side. And so I put a date on that of the 15th of June to check that for eggs. And so we'll see how that goes. I made that split really strong because it was a kind of a midday, same apiary split. And I knew there was going to be some flyback. So they should have plenty of what they need for raising those cells, etc. There's quite a bit of brood in that one too. So as soon as that queen is laying, it's definitely going to have to move up into bigger equipment. So we added seconds onto a few of the colonies, and I say we, and I didn't video any of that because I say we. There was a young man who came over, hobby beekeeper, just wanting to learn a few things, and very nice young fella, smart and very, very helpful, very eager to learn, but eager to help, which is really nice. So I told him, you know what, you phone me anytime you want to work in a bee yard, you just phone me and I'll let you know what's going on that day or the next day perhaps. And so that's how that day went. The day started by I got into waxing frames and checking out what's in this melter. You may recall I put washing soda, water, washing soda, some bleach, and some Dawn dish soap in there, and these old frames that I had culled last year. So these old frames, they're not that bad. I'll show you kind of what we're dealing with. They're not that bad. Pressure washer would probably do a lot of this, but I thought, you know what, I'm just going to soak these up in there. Chiefly, this is the problem here, to get the foundation back in, to get that all cleaned out. So that's why I'm kind of washing them up real nice. And I'm finding that it does do a good job, but I still have to at least rinse them and maybe even hit them with the pressure washer. So I learned something about this. I was talking to Alex from LaGrange Apiary Bees. I don't know what they call always the names, but it's LaGrange. And I described to Alex what I was seeing, and I've been using this product. It kind of goes hard on you too. So, of course, for Alex, it would be this side, right? But this is washing soda. This is sodium carbonate. Yes, it's related to baking soda, which is sodium bicarbonate. This is sodium carbonate. And it's a nice product to use because it's not harmful to the environment at all. It's a water softener, but it has another property too. So as a water softener, it binds to the minerals in water to encapsulate those so those minerals don't use up your soap. And then so it allows your soap to do a better job. I'm not necessarily using soap when I was cleaning the foundations. I wasn't using soap, just water and washing soda. And I noticed something with the wax, that the wax was kind of soaking that up, and it was kind of getting I don't know if frothy or foamy is the right word, but it kind of spongifies, you know. And Alex, he listened to that and he said, that washing soda, is that alkaline? And I said, well, I think probably it is. He said, okay, because beeswax, being a lipid, is acidic. So the alkaline washing soda is binding with that and causing a reaction, and I think I got it right, is sopification. And that's, and he knows that because he makes soaps, right? And so it's kind of the process you use to make soaps. You use the fat, and the the alkaline product you use in soap is lye, so it's more alkaline than this. But so that's kind of what's happening. It is not really dissolving the wax, but it's binding with the wax and making it so that it kind of lifts off the foundations, lifts off the frames. So it's a good thing to use if you want to clean. I washed my melter with it last year. After I was done rendering all those frames, the melter was a desperate mess. It was just horrible. And so I filled it with water, put a half a box of washing soda, which is the amount on the box. That's what it says to use by volume, by water. And I cooked that real good. And then I just kind of rinsed and used a little scrubber just to wipe the inside of it. Boy, it came new, like brand new, shiny clean. And that's because that washing soda just kind of absorbed all that wax and made it so it doesn't stick to everything. So having said that, you can see the lid is kind of crooked on there because the frames float. They're made of wood, right? They float, unlike a witch. But I'm going to open this up and I'll show you what comes out of there. It's pretty hot, so I quite often have to use a tool to lift stuff out, which I'll get here. So, you can see it's not, dishwasher clean or anything, but most of that wax has been kind of dissolved and everything comes off of there real easy. I can hit that with my water sprayer or even my pressure washer and that'll come real clean. Of course, the wood is all saturated now, and so that'll dry up. You might see it steaming. Yeah, so that kind of cools down, and then I can snap foundation back into that. And that leads me to the next step that I was doing yesterday. Once I have those frames cleaned and the foundation back in them, then I'll melt some wax in my skillet here and re-wax them. Now, these are not those frames. These are just frames that either they're new frames or most of them are actually frames that were in the hive last year and didn't get drawn. So here's a little lesson for you. This part of the foundation may have no wax at all because they've stripped that wax off to repurpose it to try to build some comb here. And because it has no wax on it, they'll never draw that properly. People talk about them building comb that's errant, and that's why. So see how this comb is built? If you look closely, you can see that they started building the comb perpendicular to the frame. And that's not what you usually want. So I can scrape that off, put it in my skillet, it'll remelt, and I'll reapply wax with my roller. So and it doesn't matter, I can scrape that entire thing off. I don't necessarily, but you can just refresh the whole thing. Get that back in the skillet, it melts right away. Okay. Typically I've used a foam roller, and that's what this is. It's a mess. And it works good, right? It works just fine. I don't have a lot of complaints about that. I did watch everything gets sticky. I did watch a Bob Binney video that they made a while ago, and they were using he called it a 3/8 nap roller. I didn't see anything listed like that in my store. So I bought this. It's just I don't know what do they call it, microfiber, something or other. So I'm going to try that. We'll see how that goes on. So I think my wax is a good temperature here. So I'll roll this on, see how it goes. I'll tell you, that is, right away I can see that's a lot nicer than the foam roller I was using. The one thing about the foam roller is often it slides on the foundation. This still slides in the skillet, but the skillet is a no-stick skillet, so I would expect that. Yeah, that goes on really nice. Thanks, Bob. So I don't really need to wax there where there's comb. I can wax it a bit, it doesn't hurt. And so that's plenty of wax. I like the black foundation, you can really see where you've waxed or where you missed a spot. This is just still wet, it's waxed. See, so that's good. That's what you want to see. It's Monday, June 3rd, 2024. You know why they call it the 3rd, right? It's because 3th is really hard to say. So here's something you don't see every day. I actually put the backhoe on a tractor. Look at that. A nifty little backhoe on this tractor. It's only a 12-inch wide, and it'll dig 6 feet deep. So I've got a few little projects around here that I've been wanting to do the last few years. The backhoe has been buried in the back of the shed. So I bothered to dig it out, and had to take the snowblower off anyway because, well, it's June, right? That's why. So I still have to put the mower on. I dug that out too, but I want to do that when I have time to take the blades off, sharpen them. So today I have been working in the wood shop again. Had a beautiful day. This is gorgeous. It's in the low 20s. See here, I'm actually maybe mid 20s. I don't know. So I've got all of my Honey Super storage pallets in here in the truck. All 15 of them, all done, ready to go. So I'm going over to the dipper to have those dipped. And I think it looks like Wednesday I'm going over there. And when I do, I will take this trailer with me, and I will, it's nearby where I load up those 50 loaner nukes that I was so generously offered, and bring those home. And I think I'm going to try to do this in one shot. So I'm going to try to bring those nukes home and go straight to the Outyard, drop them off. And so this is related. And so these pallets are the pallets that will go to the Outyards, both Outyards. So I'm going to be running 2 Outyards with this set of nukes. And yeah, so that's the plan. I think I will, instead of hauling these pallets all the way out to the nuke place and back again, it's 200 kilometers one way. I'm going to just take them over there. Probably, I was going to do it now. I've got them in the trailer. I was just going to drive them over, but man, it rained like crazy last night. And it's getting so that the water doesn't soak in anymore. It just sits. So what I don't want to do is be a nuisance at the Outyard. I don't want to make a big mess. I don't want to make big ruts in the mud. So I want to be a good tenant. I want to be welcome there, not a pain. So tomorrow's Tuesday. I think I will go Tuesday. Give this a chance to dry up a little bit. It will dry up a bit now. It's so sunny and warm. We might get more storms though, because that's what happens. You get so much water and then warm days, and you get some pretty crazy storms. And that's what we got last night. Wow, I was working in the honey house and there was a clap of thunder. Just about made me dive under the table. It was so loud. I think it hit, that lightning probably hit within a half a mile of here. However, that's what's going on. So other than that, I'm just waxing frames in the honey house and trying to make sure I've got all my ducks in a row. And with this much water, you know, the ducks, they swim away. So it's hard to know for sure. I've got a couple other things. There was actually another fella that I met. Well, I first met him 2015, in June 2015, when I started keeping bees. That was my very first summer. And I bought 4 nukes from him. And he is a heck of a nice guy. Boy, he's a nice guy. And I've run across him. Of course, the beekeeping community in Manitoba, if you're engaged at all, if you're involved at all in anything, you come across the same people from time to time in different contexts. So I've had dealings with him a number of times since in different capacities, and just a complete gentleman, a real gentleman. And so he messages up and he says, "Hey, you next time you're coming by," he says, "a couple of nukes here, you take them home." I'm sorry, I get emotional. People are just being so good to me. You know, I really want to honor these gifts. Anyway, sorry about that. It just came over me. It's been an emotional day for different reasons, and that just kind of came over me. So anyway, I hope to do that on, I don't know, it won't be Wednesday, I guess. I might be picking up another dozen or so zombies over at Ian's. He said he might be able to meet me halfway because he's on an errand here this week. So I'll watch out for that, and hopefully it doesn't conflict with anything, and I can just go and meet him and take those on. That would be really great. Just more queens, lay a bit of brood so that we can get some splits going here in June with some new queens. And anyway, so yeah, it's an emotional week. You know, lots going on, but I try to make sure I am diligent to not inconvenience anybody. I don't want to, you know, the old saying, you look a gift horse in the mouth, right? I don't want to take generosity from other people and then, you know, seem entitled and say, well, you just go ahead and drop those off. Because I just don't think that's right. So I'm trying, you know, I do my best to, I do have work to do, but I try to not inconvenience anybody who's trying to help me out, because I understand that it's a sacrifice for everybody. So I don't need to increase their workload and demand on their time. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. I think I'll go wax some more frames. Thanks for watching. I'm back at the frame waxing station in the honey house, and I have something to tell you about this microfiber roller. This is not what you want to use, and I think the fact that it's microfiber is probably why it's not what you want to use. I was going off a video that Bob Binney did, and he did not say use a microfiber. He said use a 3/8 nap roller. Well, he didn't say to use a 3/8 nap. He said they use a 3/8 nap roller. So I decided to try it. Now, this works great for a while until I think that microfiber nap overheats, and then it'll turn in just a hard roller, and it doesn't pick up wax. It doesn't lay down wax. Because I looked up the properties of microfiber online, it did say that the maximum safe temperature of microfiber is 95°C, and I'm running at least that in my skillet here. It's Tuesday, June 4th, 2024. It stopped raining long enough for me to get out to deliver pallets to my 2 Outyards that I'm running this year. This is a new Outyard for me, and you can't even hardly see the pallets in the long grass, but there's 9 of them lined up here. Let's see, from there to there. And there's a little bit of an uphill grade there, just a tiny one. Should be fine. There's water right there in that little bluff of trees, so I don't want to get too far down here. Looks like it could get wet. But if it's not wet right now, it shouldn't ever get wet, because boy, it's been raining a lot. Raining a lot. So that almost looks like an old dugout, I'll bet. Or you know what it could be? It could be a foundation. This is an old yard site. So anyway, I already dropped off 16 pallets at my usual Outyard, and then, like I say, this new one. So I'm doing this a little bit earlier than I normally do. I usually move bees to Outyard mid to late June, which is tough because the days are long and usually the hives are doubles and stuff like that. So I just kind of make my job harder by moving them later. But when I do that, I use my long trailer and tractor. So I have my tractor and mower. I can clean this up before I drop bees in it. Well, that's not the case right now. So I'll have to maybe do something with that when I get the tractor and mower out here sometime in the future. The reason I want to move these out here so early is that I'm picking up the 50 loner nukes, and actually there was those 2 gift nukes that I talked about. I'm picking those up, so I'll get the 50 tomorrow, and then I think the next day I'll get the other 2. And I thought, you know what, moving bees twice, moving bees more than you need to, why don't I just drop those right at the Outyards when I get them home? So that is exactly what I'm going to do. It might make for a bit of a longer day tomorrow, but I'll tough it out. So that's what's going to happen. I'm just going to drop the nukes on the pallets so they are in place when they fly. There's a lot of mosquitoes and wood ticks. Oh my goodness. And then in the coming days, I'll bring some 10-frame boxes, some equipment out here, because the nukes will be 5 frames, so they're going to need 5 frames more each, and I have lots of feed frames and drawn comb frames and stuff like that. So I'll let you know when all that happens too. It should be happening probably not before the weekend, so it won't be this week's vlog. Anyway, I got lots of preps to do at home tomorrow for tomorrow's trip, and so I gotta get to it. Thanks for watching. It's Wednesday, June 5th, 2024. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I just got back with my, well, you can see my freshly dipped honey super pallets, but under there is the 50 loner nukes that I was so graciously given. And I'm going to unload 18 of those here. You can see a little bit of flight here. They're not too bad. We left the entrances open just to make sure they didn't overheat or anything. I couldn't even see my pallets coming in here. I didn't know if I was going to drive over the pallets with the truck. I normally will cut the grass, but I haven't had my tractor here. I don't even have the mower on my tractor yet. There's frogs. I can see that. So anyway, I got to get at this, unstrap this load, and then get 18 of these off of here, and then go drop the rest at the other Outyard. Well, there they are. You can see them now. There's white boxes in the grass. Okay, I gotta get this trailer buttoned down again and get off to my other outyard and unload the rest of them there. Well, there you have it. It's a breezy day. I put my new pallets on top here, keep the lids closed. So I'll take those home soon when I come back to transfer the bees, which should be soon. These boxes are right full. So that is the big move today. Thanks for watching. It's Thursday, June 6th, 2024. This water, it's been raining so much, and there's so much water that it's not soaking in the ground anymore. It just sits there. And it's cold. It's about maybe 11 C right now, and still in short pants, but you know, I'm almost to the point where I'm going to put long pants on. You know, it's cold then. So I went out this morning and I did a bunch of stuff, but the main focus of the day was to receive those 2 gift nukes that a very nice gentleman gave me to help out with my rebuild. I'm so thankful for people like him in my life. And you know, I'm thankful for all the good people in my life, even though even the people who you know, send me good thoughts and prayers and maybe can't afford to be giving me material goods or money or anything like that. It doesn't just take money and gifts to be a good person in my life. I just wanted to make that clear. So I'm standing here looking at a pile of really beautiful equipment. So I've got what, I don't know, 7 or 8 of these Honey Super pallets that I've put the clips on now, and I'm ready to go and load those up. Get some Honey Supers on them. I guess that would be appropriate. They're Honey Super skids after all. I'm going to start by putting some of my re-wax frames on them. Some of the frames, the boxes of frames that I've re-waxed already, I'll put them on here so I can store those efficiently in the sea can. That really is the driver to this, storing things efficiently in the sea can. Because when I try to use when I try to use a standard pallet, 10 frame boxes don't fit on a standard pallet in any kind of logical fashion. And you say, well, they fit pretty good as a 6 if you put a little fur strip on the pallet. And that's right, they do. However, my little tractor doesn't lift that very well at all. So it would be, again, wasteful. Wasteful size, space-wise in the sea can. So with this, I can stack 16 or 20 on that. And I say 16 or 20 because I can lift 20. But I think I can put 5 high in the sea can, and then I can put another pallet of 4 high without running into the ceiling of the sea can. So that's the plan, Stan. And I just got to get to work now and start sorting some comb. I have to get frames and boxes ready to go to the Outyards and transfer all those nukes that I just brought in the last 2 days. 52 nukes need to be transferred out there, and another, I don't know, what do we got, 20 or 25 out here yet need to be transferred. So Kitty is here being as much help as she can be, which is limited to just about the cutest kitty cat you've ever seen, but that's okay. She loves to talk. So I'm just frantic, I'm worn out, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, but I got to keep going. And you know, it's been no bees till now, but now the floodgates have opened and I got to do bee work. The weather is not cooperating. Tomorrow is maybe going to be a nice day, but I plan to be in Winnipeg all day. So I set my sights on Saturday, and then I'll be working Sunday too if it's a nice day. Oh well, what are you going to do, right? I'm encouraged by what's going on here, so I have to make the effort to keep up to it. I really appreciate you all watching. Thanks for the prayers and the positive thoughts and the positive comments and everything. And we'll catch up to you again maybe tomorrow. Often I don't update when I go to the city, but we'll see. Otherwise, thanks for watching.